Alright, thanks for clicking on the video. This is Golpain, just back with a quick PSP review, and this one is Metal Gear Acid for the old PSP. And this is a turn-based tactical RPG, kind of. So this one was developed by Konami Computer Entertainment Japan, published by Konami, and released for the PSP on September the 1st, 2005 in the EU. So this one is a strange one because it's very unlike other Metal Gear games. I've played a few of them, like Metal Gear Solid 1, 2, 3 and 5. I didn't play 4, or I haven't played Peace Walker yet, and I played the two versions of 5, Ground Zeroes, and the second part of it. What was the second part of it called? The actual game. You had Ground Zeroes, which was like the first hour of the game, and then you had the rest of the game. So yeah, this one is very strange. So instead of moving Snake around by yourself, you have to kind of, like, it's like Final Fantasy Tactics. You got to move him around. You can still do the things like knocking on the walls and stuff to get the enemy's attention away, and you can still attack enemies. But the way you do it is like a tactics kind of a style. And then they're kind of blending a lot of different genres here. You've got the old kind of sneaky genre and the tactics style of gameplay, and then you've got this like card system as well, where you can get different cards, and then when you finish a round, you pick like one of multiple cards that you want for the next round. So this is very it's almost like this was kind of the way they maybe wanted the game in the first place. I think the first Metal Gear Solid game, they wanted you to sneak a lot, and the second one as well. So kind of, go into a facility, sneak around, and then be very sneaky or be very stealthy. This one, it kind of forces the kind of stealth on you. You can go and just like kill the enemies as well if you want, but I think it's overwhelming that they want you to sneak around because you just don't have enough kind of moves, or particularly like when you get a bit further in the game, you can't like just kill every enemy. It deters you from doing that. Plus, like, most of the weapons that you have are the when you like punch an enemy or stun them, they kind of get back up straight away. So it's kind of weird. The story is pretty good in this as well. It's not as good as other Metal Gear games. It's not as deep. So most of the game has you going into different, basically like facilities, but it's a mission based. So you start off outside of a facility, and then it's snowing. It's classic Metal Gear, and then you go into the facility, and then there's all of the soldiers. I forget what they're called now. What are they called? I can't remember. But the soldiers, the genome soldiers, and you basically have to take them out, and then, or you can sneak past them. But when you kind of, I don't know, the card system is strange because each card is a movement as well. So you can use the ability of the card, or you can use it to move. So it's kind of strange. And then you can get different cards, but then you kind of have to be careful what cards you bring, because you need kind of enough movement and enough kind of attributes to finish the stage, particularly the later on stages. But the start of the game is pretty handy. It's as every PSP game seems to do, it gives you this like massive tutorial. The more I play PSP games, the more I realize that the first bit of every PSP game is a tutorial. Well, not every PSP game, but a lot of them, and it just basically tells you like how to play the game, but like in a really long way. Which other games, if you play older games, and you're used to playing like a game where the start of it is a tutorial, it's kind of jarring. It's like I start a PSP game, I'm like, okay, the first bit is just going to be a tutorial on how to play the game. Maybe that was kind of a prerequisite of PSP games, who knows. I know like older games, they have a tutorial built into the game, so you don't even notice that the game is teaching you how to play the game. Like, the classic example is Super Mario Bros. World 1-1, where the first bit of it is just basically teaching you how to play the game. Then there's other games like Resident Evil 2, which they don't like. I remember the first time I played Resident Evil 2, I couldn't do the tank controls. I just got killed by on the first screen. So there's pros and cons of the tutorial system. So Metal Gear Solid, Metal Gear Acid, for the PSP. Then it's a pretty good game. I would recommend playing it if you like tactics games, and it is a different sort of way to experience Metal Gear Solid, like a more kind of slow paced, stealthy sort of way to do it. But I don't know. I think I like the regular Metal Gear Solid games better. The ones where you actually like control Snake and you walk around and you can kind of shoot freely, as opposed to having to wait your turn, and then basically like, like your turn is a shot. So it's not, I don't know, it's not classic Metal Gear, but it's pretty good. It's good that the developers kind of took a chance with this, as opposed to a lot of PSP games I play. They're just like generic third person action games, and they all gel into one, like the licensed games and the other games. So I do applaud the developers for going a different direction with this, and I really do like the game. So if you've played Metal Gear Acid, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks for listening, thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next video. Adios.